That's how it was. Is the noise still on? Lefties baseball here. It's currently 5:53. Port Angeles looking to end its season on a strong note. Of course, we will do a full pregame show closer to first pitch, but just a little bit of an intro for those of you tuning in. History likely to be made here today. Colby Schuber, the man on the mound, is just one inning away from breaking a record currently held by Tyler Tan, the most career innings in a Port Angeles Lefties uniform. Tan at 83 2/3. And Colby Schuber at 83, 50 innings last season, and currently at 33 innings flat this year. So looking to set that record today and give the Lefties a win in their season finale. Port Angeles is losers of 8 straight games, looking to break that here on this Thursday night baseball game. We will take a break and then bring you a baseball come 6:35. Today is a little bit of a bittersweet day here at Civic Field. Port Angeles Lefties have their season finale here today, facing off against the CowlitzBlack and looking to end on a high note here for Port Angeles. Lefties have lost 8 straight, but again, looking to get a win on the last day of the season. They're out of playoff contention, so we're playing for pride, and the Lefties are playing just to get themselves some momentum heading into their respective school seasons. It's Colby Schuber on the mound looking to make Port Angeles history. He currently has 83 career innings pitched between this season and last. There was 50 frames last year, 33 frames in West Coast League play this season. So he's 2/3 away from tying the record and 1 full inning away from breaking the record. That is career innings pitched in a Port Angeles Lefties uniform. So unless something drastically goes wrong today, the man starting on the bump today will set a new record. History to be made here at Civic Field. It should be an exciting one here today. Couple lineup shifts for the Lefties. We'll see Jeremy Giesig leading off and playing left field back into his normal leadoff spot. Then Jared Bahanda, who replaced Giesig at the top spot, back into the 2-hole playing at center. Kosei Suzuki playing short, hitting out of the 3-hole. Then Eric Valdivia, the first baseman, followed by Wyatt Hall, the DH. Julio Vasquez Jr., the third baseman. Travis Helm playing in right field tonight. Then Jack Cleveno, the backstop. Ya Ramirez rounding out the order and playing second base. On the other side, it will be Gavin Guard on the bump for the Blackbears. And it looks like here for the lineup exchange, it's Bronson Neve, the first baseman, who's exchanging lineups with Lefties head coach Donald Bray. Obviously, Bronson Neve, a player for the Blackbears, but getting an opportunity to exchange lineup cards with the Lefties' very own head coach Don Bray. It's Anthony Brown and Anthony Artini, the umpires currently in the frame that you're looking at. But back to the Cowlitz lineup. It's Sam Canton leading off and playing center field. We saw Caleb Rozier in the leadoff spot first 2 games. Sam Canton out of the 3-hole, but moving up to that leadoff role. Jason Agler, the shortstop, will follow him. Then Bronson Neve, the man currently exchanging lineup cards, will be the first baseman hitting out of the 3-hole. Then Shea Bowen, the right fielder, followed by Nick Miller, the third baseman. Cody Estes follows him playing left. Then Caden Hernandez, the second baseman. Shane McClendon will be behind the plate. He's the third catcher that Cowlitz has put out onto the field in this series. And then Jared Childers, also making his first appearance in this 3-game set, will be the designated hitter. So Lefties looking for a win here today. It's currently 6:25, 10 minutes away from first pitch, and it's our last broadcast of the season. I have a special planned. In the second and third innings, we'll have pitchers Alec Hagopian and Eric Schumann, teammates at Embry-Riddle University. They're going to be the broadcasters for the second and third. We saw Alec Hagopian earlier this season in an anomaly game on the broadcast, but this is his first league appearance. It's the last game of the season, so I want to let it all out there. We should have an extensive post-game show. Hope to get head coach Don Bray up here for interviews. We already have Francisco Lopez and Jake Cumming slated to talk with us after the game. If you're watching on the West Coast League app, our post-game show will remain on that current stream. But if you're watching on YouTube, we will end the stream you are currently watching, start a new one. That will be where you can watch the post-game show. Just want it to live on its own stream on the YouTube if anyone wants to go back and watch it with ease rather than going to a game stream to do so. We will remind you that throughout the game, but just remember, if the stream suddenly stops and you are expecting a post-game show, just look for the new live stream and we will bring you that action. Our last day on the call, I'm Thomas Johnson alongside my broadcast partner, Dylan Sackett. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been fun. I hope it's been fun and entertaining for you all watching at home, and most importantly, informative. But we will end our pregame show there. Baseball soon to be on tap here at Civic Field. Currently 6:27, first pitch just over 8 minutes away. We'll see you there. We're close to history here at Civic Field. Colby Schuber is about to get on the bump for his warm-up pitches. Schuber has tossed 83 career innings for the Lefties. He is one away from setting the Port Angeles record for most career innings pitched. Schuber obviously has to get out of the first inning, but could be an exciting day for the man on the bump, headed to Cal State San Bernardino. He was with the Lefties last year, obviously tossed 50 innings, and he also had a 2.16 ERA across 9 games. In his last start of the season, it was his best one. He tossed 7 1/3 innings against Bellingham and only gave up 1 unearned run on 3 hits and 2 walks, looking for a repeat performance here in the final game of the season. He earned all WCL second team honors for his performance with the Lefties last summer. Was Port Angeles' opening day starter, so it's only fitting that he closes the Lefties season as the man on the mound. Pretty fitting ending for this Lefties campaign in the 2024 season. Port Angeles currently has a 16-37 record in the West Coast League. That is already better than the Lefties' record last season. So they're making strides and improvements, thanks in part to a all-new coaching staff. We'll try to get head coach Don Bray up here for our post-game show and obviously talk about this game, but more importantly, talk about the season as a whole. Because despite the record, Port Angeles showed improvement throughout the year. Sam Kenton at the dish. Schuber's first offer to him, right down the middle for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on the center fielder, who is 3 for 9 this series, 2 hits yesterday. The 0-1. This is grounded towards the left side. Julio Vasquez Jr. going, and he won't have a play, though, as it was too slowly hit. Canton gets kind of a jam shot single there. Very slowly hit. Vasquez Jr., unless he was the fastest man alive, no way he would have been able to get there and then be able to make a throw. So Cowlitz gets its first runner on. Jace Nagler now has a chance with no outs. And Canton at first base. And Canton was hitting out of the 3-hole the first 2 games of this series. Now slotted into that leadoff spot, Jace Nagler. He's been playing in all 3 games so far for the Blackbears this series. First offering to him, down in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. It's Cleveno behind the plate today. He got a couple of days off. Travis Helm caught the first game of this series. Eric Valdivia was yesterday. But it's back to the Lefties' everyday catcher. So 1-0 up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Similarly, the Blackbears also have had 3 different catchers in their starting lineup all 3 games. The 2-0. This is chopped foul towards the left side for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nagler hitting .313 on the year. He went 2 for 4 yesterday. Was hitless in the first game of the series, but he scored 3 runs across the first 2 games of this set, as there's another pickoff attempt on Canton. Canton with 2 stolen bases on the year. Nagler has 5 multi-hit games on the season. Notched that 5th one yesterday as that next pitch outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. The next offering from Schuber. This is grounded towards the left side. Vasquez Jr. makes a run, slides, it bobbles away from him. He's going to go cover third. Ya Ramirez trying to grab it. And a runner will advance to third. That's Sam Canton. Ruled a single for Jace Nagler. So a pair of softly hit balls that really just had good placement, but stayed in the infield. So a pair of infield singles. Sam Canton over at third. Jace Nagler now at first. And it brings us to Bronson Neve. It was 4 for 8 this series. 3-hit day in the first game. Went 1 for 4 yesterday. Schuber's first offer to him is down and away for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Nagler with 4 stolen bases on the year. He's at first right now. Schuber's 1-0, and there goes the runner. This is hit to the left side. Kosei Suzuki backhands it, throws it across the diamond, and it's not able to be picked by Valdivia. A run does score. The throw, he will not throw it over to third as Nagler heads over there. So Canton scores on that one. Ruled an error on Kosei Suzuki as Bronson Neve reaches base. No outs yet for Colby Schuber. Runners are on first and third. Shea Bowen up to the plate. The right fielder for Cowlitz hitting .257 on a 16-game on-base streak currently. First delivery to him. Breaking ball up high for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes.
That's number 3, Shea Bowen. Malone's hurt. Can't play.
The 1-0. That's down low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on the left-handed hitter. So runners on to first and third. On third, it's Nagler. At first, it's Neve. Schuber on the bump. His 2-0 is popped up high in the air to center. Bahanda charging in. Suzuki going out. Be Suzuki who grabs it. Not deep enough for Nagler to try to score on that one. So Nick Miller now heads up to the plate. Miller, the third baseman, went 1 for 5 yesterday, hitting 192 on the West Coast League season. But we've talked about it throughout this 3-game set. He played with Cowlitz in 2022, hit .339. So he has the ability to get on base at a high clip. As this one gets away from Jack Cleveno, 1 run will score, and Neve will advance to second on the wild pitch. Nagler now gives his Cowlitz squad a 2-0 lead.
The Cowlitz doing a good job of pouncing on these early mistakes from the lefties.
A pair of singles to start off the game, one from Canton, one from Nagler. Bronson Neve, the man at second, reach base on an error. And that's how the Blackbears have 2 runs already. The 1-0 Nick Miller finds the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. On Miller out of Park University Gilbert, an NAIA school in the Calpac. The 1-1. This is hit up the middle. That'll get down for a base hit. Bahanda grabs it. Neve is being sent, but he gets a late jump as Bahanda bobbles that one. And Nick Miller will advance to second. A single for Miller. And Bronson Neve comes in to score. He kind of stumbled around third, but Bahanda in center bobbled it out there. And so the stumble did not matter. And Bronson Neve was able to come around to score.
I've seen quite a few mistakes early on. This isn't typical of the lefties to have this many mistakes. I know it's the final game, but they got to lock in and play the great defense I know they can play.
Port Angeles currently trailing 3-0 here in the top of the first. Cody Estes up to the dish. Estes hitting 180 this season. First offering to him. Hits the zone. No balls, 1 strike. On the left-handed hitter out of South Mountain Community College. 1 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 7 overall on the series. The 0-1. Down below the knees for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Estes with hits in 5 of his last 6 games. He's starting to heat it up. As the season comes to a close, this is the season finale for both teams. Last home game for the Lefties until 2025, as this one is fouled off towards the right side for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count goes. And Nick Miller will have to return to second. Colby Schuber headed to Cal State San Bernardino after spending 1 year at Salem University. Prior to that, he was at Grays Harbor College in NWAC school. So he's moved around a little bit, but he has the stuff to be dominant. Is 1-2. This is fouled off. Count will remain the same. Schubert actually even pitched for the CowlitzBlack Bears in 2023. 2 starts for him, a 6.14 ERA across 7 1/3 innings, but then he moved over to Port Angeles and became an all-WCO honoree. The 1-2 is hit in the air to right. Travis Helm tracks it and nabs it for the second out of the frame. So with that, Colby Schubert has now tied the record for the most innings pitched in a Port Angeles career. So congratulations to him. Only needs 1 more out to break the record. He currently sits now at 83 2/3 innings. Looking to make it 84. Caden Hernandez, the second baseman, might be the man to give it to him. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Hernandez out of Clark College. He notched his first 2 hits of the West Coast League season yesterday. Was previously 0 for 20, but then went 2 for 4 yesterday to go along with a run scored. The 0-1. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hernandez, the 7-hole hitter. So he's the 7th batter to head up to the plate for the Black Bears to open this one. Schubert breathes in. Now is 1-1. Is up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on the right-handed hitter, originally from Henderson, Nevada. Graduate of Coronado High School. This is Schubert's 11th start between league and non-league play for the Lefties. As his 2-1 goes in for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, he was the opening day starter all the way back in May 29th against the Redmond Dudes. Schubert was on the mound, only pitched 2 innings. That was because the Lefties coaches wanted to see the type of arms they had. So they threw pretty much everyone out there as the next delivery down and away for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, this game is important, but we'll also try to recap the season as we go along throughout tonight, as we're soon to come to a close. Schubert's payoff pitch. This is fouled off again. We'll do it again, and Schubert 1 pitch away from the Port Angeles record in career innings pitched. And we'll try to do it on this batter. The Black Bears do have a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first. And the 7-hole hitter, Caden Hernandez, now up to the dish, hitting .083 on the season. Again, the 2 hits yesterday, as he will draw a walk here and put runners on first and second. It's Nick Miller at second, Caden Hernandez at first. Shane McClendon will head up to the plate. First time we've seen him this series. Only the 3rd time he's played in a game for the Black Bears in this campaign. He's hitting .286, 2 for 7 with an RBI and a strikeout. Made his season debut on August 1st. First offering to him up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. McClendon had hits in both of the games he's played in. He's the 3rd catcher we've seen this series. It was Ryan Clark yesterday, Ben Allen on Tuesday, and now Shane McClendon behind the dish. The 1-0 is fouled off for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. McClendon just finished his junior year at George Fox University, a Division III school in the Northwest Conference. Hit 197 there this past year. Schubert checks back in at second now as 1-1 is popped up in the air to right. Helm coming in, but Ramirez going out to the outfield grass and will grab that one at his second base position. That'll end the top of the first and set the record. Colby Schubert with 84 career innings pitched for Port Angeles now has the most career innings of any Lefties pitcher. Congratulations to Colby Schubert. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Cowlitz with an early 3-0 lead. Bottom of the first here, Jeremy Giesig leading things off for the Lefties. Cemented himself as the West Coast lead hits leader yesterday, beating out Bellingham's Nate Kirkpatrick. Gavin Gard on the mound. He delivers a ball outside. Bring the count to 1-0 on the left fielder out of Cal State, Sam Bernardino. The 1-0. That's up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on the man, hitting .346. That's top 10 in the West Coast League. Of course, he leads the league in hits. The 2-0. That finds a zone for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Giesig has had an excellent season for the Lefties. Was a West Coast League All-Star over in Bellingham. Went 2 for 3 in that game. Showcasing his skills. The next offer to him up high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now on the right-handed hitter from Upland, California. A fantastic season for Giesig. Trying to close it out with a good performance. He's reached base in 49 of the 52 West Coast League games he's played in. Trying to make it an even 50 today. The 3-1. And that will do it. Jeremy Giesig has reached base in 50 West Coast League games this season. An impressive mark for him. Likely to be named to an all West Coast League team once the season is over. And it brings up Jared Bahanda, the center fielder, for his first at-bat of the game. Lefties do trail here 3-1 in the bottom of the first, but they have their leadoff runner on. That's Giesig. Jared Bahanda out of Cal State Bakersfield, now up to the plate. First delivery to him down low. That gets away from the catcher. Giesig will take second with ease.
Pass ball.
Ruled a pass ball on McClendon. Jared Bahanda, obviously gloveless. I asked him why that was the case. He mentioned that he just found himself buying batting gloves once every couple weeks just because they kept ripping. As the 1-0 pitch to him is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. And one day he kind of just took off his batting gloves and in his first at-bat hit a home run. And since then, he's not used batting gloves since.
Superstitious.
Very superstitious for Bahanda as he flares this into center field. Canton coming in, but that'll get down for a base hit. Giesig will stop at second. Thought about going, but he was worried that was going to be caught by Canton. But we'll go for a single for Jared Bahanda.
Next up, about shortstop number 23, Kosei Suzuki.
Kosei Suzuki now up to the plate, playing a shortstop today. We normally see him in the outfield or at second base, but he's slotted in at short for the final game of the season. Gavin Gard out of Shasta College, his first delivery outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Gard did take a gap year this past year, was at Shasta for his freshman season, had a 4.37 ERA there, but decided to try to take his talents elsewhere. The 1-0 as Suzuki squares up to bunt. This is popped up, but will be ruled a dead ball as it hits the netting above home plate and goes for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gard with a 3.46 ERA this season. Only pitched in 3 games, though. Last time out, 6 innings pitched, but a no decision in a 5-4 win for Cowlitz over Portland. He gave up 4 runs. That was earned off of 7 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Looking to go deep in this one for the Blackbears. The 1-1-2 Suzuki down in the dirt, blocked well by McClendon for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Suzuki was hitless yesterday, but prior to that, had 2 straight 3-knock days. Looking at a return to that form. Currently third on the team with his 41 hits as he sends this one foul for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's Giesig standing at second, Jared Bahanda at first. Suzuki with 15 RBI on the season, looking to drive home at least one of the runners on the base paths. And notches 16th of the season, headed back to Frank Phillips College for his sophomore year. The 2-2 again fouled off. Suzuki doing a good job making contact. We'll look to get it fair on this next pitch. So Gavin Gard, the man on the mound in his 4th appearance, made his season debut on July 21st. So just shortly into his Blackbears career, at least this year, played with Cowlitz in 2023 at a 6.10 ERA across 10 1/3 innings. So in his 2nd season with the Blackbears. Checks back in at 2nd. Now it's 2-2. Breaking ball popped up high in the air. Going to say in the infield. McClendon behind the plate going for it. And he nabs that one for the first out of the inning. Nearly collision there between McClendon and the 3rd baseman at Miller. But everyone seems to be safe, and that will retire Suzuki.
Next up to bat, first baseman, number 33, Eric Valdivia.
Eric Valdivia now heads up to the plate, similar to Gard. A mid-season addition for the Lefties. He's made a good impact. That's why he's hitting out of the cleanup spot today. Has cooled off as of late. Hitting .261 for the Civic Field squad. Gard checks back in at Giesig on 2nd. Now delivers. This one finds the outer edge on the breaking ball for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Valdivia with 14 runs batted in this season in a short time with the Lefties. So he does a good job driving runners home, looking to do it again here right now. The 0-1. Outside and up for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the man. Headed to Chaffey College for his redshirt sophomore year. Did not play with the Panthers this past spring, but did compete with them his true freshman year. The 1-1. This is fouled off for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Wyatt Hall, the man in the on-deck circle, if it gets to him. Valdivia looking to strike back right here. Cowlitz put up 3 runs in the top of the 1st. The 1-2, Giesig headed for 3rd. This is grounded towards the left side. Nagler will field, toss it to Hernandez, trying to complete the double play, and they do it. That will end the threat for Port Angeles. They put the first 2 runners on, but that will retire them. We have a couple of special guests up here in the booth. I'll turn it over to relief pitchers Alec Agopian and Eric Schumann for a couple of innings when we come back. Hope you enjoy your time with them.
Hey, welcome back to the 2nd inning here. A beautiful evening in Port Angeles. I'm here with my color guy, Eric Schumann.
How's it going,
Pleasure
guys?
to be in here in the booth with you. Here's the first pitch from Schuber. A little bit low. 1-0 is the count. How are we feeling today, Shu?
Feeling pretty good. How are you feeling, Alec?
I'm feeling a little bit above average.
Oh, wow.
There's the second
good
pitch from
pitch.
Schuber. Popped up. Kosei's charging in the infield. Yaw calls him off. Makes the play for the first out of the inning.
Nice pitch there by Schuber.
Good 2-pitch out. Great way to start the 2nd inning.
Next up to bat, center fielder, number
Colby
16,
Schuber actually just set a record for the Port Angeles Lefties. 84 career innings, set a single career record for the most innings in a Lefties uniform. How about that?
How about that? What a workhorse. He's
Colby
quite the
Schuber.
competitor.
He is the Port Angeles lefty, I'd say. Here's the kick. First pitch.
Good pitch there.
Low and away for ball
breaking.
1. Good pitch, though. I don't know how he laid off that.
I have no clue. I am so glad I'm not a hitter, especially against Colby Schuber.
Here's the pitch. Strike! Up and away. Nice fastball from Colby Schubers. The count goes to 1-1. Colby Schuber looks in. Here's the kick and the pitch. Flight into center field. Buhonda takes a few steps back. Routine play. Jared Buhonda in the outfield. Quite an outfielder.
Oh, absolutely. From Cal State Bakersfield, guy will run into any wall, anywhere.
Just a few days ago, he made a play head first into the center field wall. I don't know how much help he got from Jeremy Giesig on that play.
Probably not a lot, but he did get some help from head coach Donald Bray. Never seen him run that fast.
Don ran out there
life.
quite fast. He beat both umpires out there to go check on Jared. That was pretty impressive.
Sneaky wheels by Coach Don right there.
Here's the first pitch from Schubert, slightly outside. I don't know about that call. Thought that was a strike, but nonetheless, count goes to 1-0.
Hey, sometimes you got good stuff and you fool both the hitter and the umpire.
Here's the pitch, fouled straight back on a curveball. Count goes to 1-1. Colby Schubert from Aberdeen, Washington native.
Oh, really?
Here's the pitch. Oh, good pitch on the outside corner. Fouled straight back as the count goes to 1-2.
Heard it's really good this time of year in Aberdeen, Washington.
Aberdeen, Washington's a beautiful city. Not more beautiful than Port Angeles, though. Can't get better than this.
Oh, absolutely.
Some like to say it's the most beautiful setting on earth for baseball. There's a ground ball to Ya Ramirez at second base. Throws him out at first in a great second inning for Colby Schubert. Bounces back after the 3-run first for a scoreless second inning as the lefties are coming up in the bottom of the second. Here with Eric Schumann on a beautiful evening in Port Angeles. We'll be back.
Wyatt Hall.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with my pal, my colleague, my partner, Alec Kagopian. And
How's it
here
going,
is
everyone?
Wyatt Hall from Cal State San Bernardino.
We got Gavin Gard on the mound for the CowlitzBlack. Here's his first pitch. Low for ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Hall from Shasta College. I think that's where Jason Bustamante is going, right?
I believe
Jason
so, yes.
Knopfsinger in Redding, California. There's a pitch way outside for ball 2 as the count runs to 2-0.
Yeah, really tried the corner and just missed. Let's see what he goes with here.
I don't know how Wyatt Hall laid off that pitch. Here's the kick and the pitch. Inside for strike 1. Nice pitch there from Gavin Gard. Hall gets ready for the 2-1 pitch. Slightly open batting stance. Nice bomb bat in his hands. There's the pitch. Painted the outside corner. Didn't get the call, though. The count goes to 3-1.
Great take there by Hall.
Great take from Wyatt. He's going to look to do some damage here with a 3-1 count. Wyatt's a new addition to the team, but I got to say, I really like his bat.
Oh, yeah. He's got a fantastic swing.
Nice.
And a great eye.
Oh, there's a 3-2 pitch. Painted the corner for strike 2. It's 3-2. You know what that means. Grab it.
You know it.
Here's the pitch from Gard. Come set. And the kick. 3-2 pitch. Lined up the middle. And snared by the second baseman. Throw to first. Safe! Calls the umpire at first base. And Wyatt Hall beats out an infield single to start the inning in the bottom of the second for the Lefties.
Nice job there to fight off a good pitch. Able to hustle down the line and steal a single there from the CowlitzBlack.
The CowlitzBlack. Well, here we go. Julio Vasquez stepping into the dish. Love Julio. Great player all around as he picks over to first base. Wyatt gets back safely. Love the red helmet from Julio. You know, it doesn't match the uniform, but he's been rocking it with confidence all year.
Oh, absolutely. He's repping Henderson State in Arkansas.
I think he might be wearing Jay Cummings cleats as well.
Really?
Yeah, his
It
cleats
looks
broke
like
a few
it.
weeks ago, and he's just been rotating cleats ever since.
Those are those nice Division I Nevada cleats, I believe.
The Nevada cleats. They got special D1 powers in them.
Oh, 100%.
Here's the kick, and high for ball one to Julio.
Maybe we should get this guy on the mound today. Maybe he'll throw a good changeup and maybe a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, huh?
Maybe 92.
Maybe. Maybe 93.
Julio's got the sock arm sleeve on the right hand. Kind of drippy.
I would have to agree.
Here's the kick from Gavin. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner as the count goes to 1-1.
Good pitch there by guard. Very tough to swing and make contact with that pitch.
Julio is a big fan of the Tequila Sunrise uniform. I know he's happy to be wearing it on the last day. And Colby Schubert, I'd like to say he's probably Mr. Tequila Sunrise. Would you agree?
I would totally agree, yes. Cue the Eagle song.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. And he fires. Smashed down the third base line, snared by the third baseman to second base, and he's safe at first base. The throw draws him off the bag, and Wyatt Hall is safe at second base. Julio Vasquez is safe at first, and we got runners at first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the second inning for the Lefties as our team captain, Travis Helm, steps into the dish. Number 20, Travis Helm, the captain.
I would not be surprised if Travis did some damage. This guy can do it all. He can get on the mound, throw the nastiest knuckleballs you'll ever see, and he could put one a quarter mile up the mountain.
2 arm slots, too. Really impressive stuff from Travis Helm. He's got a 0 ERA in league play. There's a foul down the right field line. Now, I'd really love to see an extra base hit from Travis Helm. I know he's yet to hit one this year. Extra base hit would be huge. I know his big thing is the less barrels, more hits, and it's been working well for him.
Absolutely.
Love to see a double from the kid.
Sometimes less is more.
There's a flare to right field from Travis Helm. Right fielder comes in and snares it for the first out of the inning. No tag from Julio and Wyatt, and we got one down here in the bottom of the second. Dylan, we want to check on those YouTube comments, see if we got anything coming in.
Next at the bat, catcher number 1, Jack Slovino.
Nothing? All right, we're going to rock. Anyways.
Sounds good.
Oh, we got Jack Clavino stepping in with one down here in the bottom of the second. D1 chiller, Jack Clavino. What do you got on him?
Well, I know that he's got quite the arm back there, and he's super chill.
Super chill. Probably the chillest guy on the team.
Probably one of the most chill guys I know. That says a lot.
One of the only guys I know that can rock the high socks with the blue pants. It's pretty impressive.
It's also pretty chill.
Very chill, very chill. As he takes ball one, low and in, and the count is 1-0 as Jack Clavino steps in, staring down the next pitch. From Gavin Guard, comes set. Check second 1-2 times. Here's the kick. High and in! Jack Clavino had to get out of the way of that one. Don't hit my friend. That would be bad.
That would not be cool.
That would not be chill.
It would not be chill at all, no.
Jack Clavino, probably one of the best catchers I've ever thrown to in my life.
100%, yes.
Just makes the game easy back there. It's so nice throwing to him.
It's a lot of fun throwing to him.
As he flips one out to the first baseman, pop up in the infield, catcher comes on, makes the play, and we got 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Jack Clavino, I can tell you, he's personally bailed me out of probably 2 or 3 innings this year that I had no business getting out of.
I'm right there with you, pal. Right there with you.
Ya Ramirez gets ready to step in with 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Ya Ramirez going to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I know he's probably one of Coach Donald Bray's favorite players. I know he's going to coach for him one day after his baseball career. That'll be sweet.
That would be really cool, yes. I would love to see that.
Ya would be a great coach. I know that.
He would. He would. Not only is he a fantastic player, he's a fantastic person as well.
He is. One of the hardest working guys on the team, without a doubt. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Catcher couldn't even hold on to it, but it gets the strike call anyways.
Yes, he does. Sometimes that happens. Tough part about baseball.
Y'all won a gold glove this past season in his conference with Chaffey College. That's pretty sweet.
That is very sweet. That's a tough league down there in Southern California.
Inside pitch, and he ropes it down the line. Just foul as the count goes to 0-2. Yao Ramirez rocking number 5. Also got the Adidas cleats. Could be mistaken for the D1 Magical Nevada cleats, but
Could be.
I think they got JUCO written all over them.
I believe it does. I think I even see it right there.
Here's the set and the pitch from Gavin Gard. And he kicks and fires. Oh, did he go? Check swing from Yao Ramirez. Throw down to first base. And the side is retired here in the bottom of the second. Two men stranded. And we go to the top of the third inning here on a beautiful evening in Port Angeles. Last day of the regular season. You're listening to Alec Hagopian and Eric Schumann on the airwaves. Testing. And we're live here in the top of the third inning on the last day of the regular season here in Port Angeles as Bronson Neve steps in for the CowlitzBlack from Melbourne, Australia. That's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Here's the first pitch from Schubert. Oh, fastball on the outside corner. Doesn't get the call, but we got some comments coming in from the YouTube.
Yes, we do.
What do we got here, Shu?
Well, it looks like we have a comment from Young Enterprises.
As a single goes into the right center field gap from Bronson Neve, and he looks to take second base, and he gets in safely on a fastball on the outside corner. We got a man on second with no down here.
Looks like we got a comment from Young Enterprises. That Alec Hagopian guy has quite the voice. I'd have to agree.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
And what is your piece of baseball advice for the younger fellas?
For the younger fellas, I would say my biggest piece of baseball advice is to have fun with this game. Have as much fun as you can, because at the end of the day, you're not going to remember the performances. You're not going to remember the innings that you played or the at-bats that you had, but you're going to remember the time that you spent out here at the ball field, hanging out with your friends, having a great time, escaping from life, and just enjoying the vibes. So have as much fun as you can every day you get out here at the ball field.
Couldn't agree more.
As Colby Schubert gets ahead in the count, 0-1, looks to make quick work of Shea Bowen from Tumwater, Washington, from Lubbock Christian University, a D2 in the Lone Star Conference. As he fouls one, oh, not a foul. Fly ball to Jeremy Giesig in left field. Love Jeremy Giesig, the one and only all-star from the Port Angeles Lefties this season. I know you got a lot to say about Jeremy Giesig.
Oh, yes, he's a fantastic player, and he's a pretty cool guy. He's my van buddy.
Is he your van buddy?
Yes, he is.
How do you guys pass the time on those van trips?
Well, we play a lot of phone games like Monopoly Go, as well as some single-player games. A lot of fun. Great guy.
The Lefties are really gritty with the vans. But that's just Lefties. That's how we operate. As Colby Schubert throws a curveball on the outside corner. Doesn't get the call. The count is 1-0. And I believe we got a comment from an account called Sore Loser. Let's see what he has to say.
I hear next year Coach Don will take over the pitching coach duties with sole mission of bringing back the knuckleball. True?
What do you have to say on this, Schumann?
I believe there are rumors that might be true. However, I don't think anything is set in stone just yet. He is a big fan of the knuckleball, though.
He is a big enthusiast of the knuckleball.
Yes.
Coach Don is one of the biggest knuckleball enthusiasts I've ever met.
Especially the Travis Helm knuckleball.
He loves the knuckleball.
That pitch defies physics.
Here's a oh, that's a ball. Thought that was definitely a strike. Don't know what the umpire is looking at, but nonetheless, the count goes to 2-1.
Looks like he's shrinking the zone a little bit. Schubert is continuing to compete.
Correction, that ball did clip the zone just barely. As Colby Schubert checks second, Yaw goes back to his position, and a ball on the outside corner. The count runs to 3-1. See, I know Coach Don has aspirations of teaching knuckleball clinics one day, potentially. Back in his heyday, he used to pitch in college, actually, and he was a knuckleball-only pitcher.
Really? I did not know that.
I know he just wants to give back to the younger community, teach them all the art of the knuckleball. There's a fly ball into center field. Colby Schubert jams him on the inside corner, and J.J. Buhonda makes, and he drops the ball in center field. CowlitzBlack runner from second coming home, and here comes the throw from Yaw, a little bit high, and he scores, and Cowlitz goes up 4-0 on the error in center field. The runner takes second base, and we got one out here in the top of the third inning as Cowlitz leads 4-0.
Number 18, Cody Estes.
Tough little sequence of events there. Maybe a little bit of sunlight into the eyes of Buhonda there, but I have complete confidence that he will run into another wall and make a fantastic grab.
100%.
He is a fantastic defender out there.
100%. Unlike Jared Buhonda, but I know he will continue to make plays out there. One of the best defensive center fielders I've ever shared the field with.
100%. Even the big leaguers make mistakes.
100%. We are all human out here in Port Angeles. Here's the first pitch from Colby. Fouled straight back as he gets ahead in the count, 1-0. We got Cody Estes from Scottsdale, Arizona, stepping in for Cowlitz from South Mountain Community College. I know we're big fans of Scottsdale, Arizona. We both go to school in Arizona.
Yes, we do. Shout out Prescott, Arizona.
Shout out Arizona Junior College Baseball.
Absolutely. They're very gritty down there.
They are gritty.
As the players say.
Especially Gateway. Here's a nice breaking ball in for strike two from Colby Schubert as he gets ahead 0-2. Looking for the strikeout here with a runner on second and only one out.
What do you think he's going with here, Alec?
Ah, man. Maybe a changeup. Facing a lefty. Hasn't shown him the changeup yet.
The same thing.
I think a
He's
good
got
changeup.
a great changeup.
There's the changeup for strike three. Great call from Eric Schumann on the changeup there as Colby Schubert executes it perfectly for a strikeout as we got two down here in the top of the third. Colby looking to escape a little bit of trouble. Executed a beautiful changeup right there.
That's quite the call for you, partner. Changeup crime.
Man, you should be a pitching coach.
We'll see. We'll see what's in the cards.
Here's the kick and the fire. Line to center field for Buhonda. Charges in, and he makes a spectacular play in center field. I told you, J.J. Buhonda on the very next ball that comes to him. Great defender out there, and he retires the side. Colby Schubert escapes damage, and we're heading to the bottom of the third here in Port Angeles.
Welcome back. It's a beautiful day in Port Angeles as the Lefties trail the Blackbears 4-0 in the bottom of the third. And coming to hit is the all-star for the Lefties, Jeremy Giesig. Quite the year he's having, isn't it?
Wonderful year from Jeremy Giesig. He loves to hit fastballs.
Yes, he does.
And he hits them really hard.
Very, very hard. Let's see what he gets here on this first pitch.
We got Gavin Gard back on the mound here in the third inning for the Blackbears, and his first pitch is a breaking ball in the zone for strike one. Speaking of strike one, if you're too busy to make dinner, you can knock down one more Domino and eat the same food for your that the Port Angeles Lefties eat, Domino's Pizza. Put your trust in the pizza delivery experts and order Domino's today as Jeremy Giesig hits one down the line for a single, and he rounds first. Leadoff single from Jeremy Giesig. And I think that might have had something to do with Domino's Pizza. Fueling up on Domino's Pizza every night here in the Port Angeles locker room.
100%. It is the dinner of champions, I've heard.
Us here in the Lefties, we love Domino's Pizza.
Oh, we love it. Can't get enough of it.
What would you say your favorite flavor of Domino's Pizza is?
You know, you can't go wrong with the old Meat Lovers pizza.
The Meat Lovers is nice. I also, hot take, I like the Hawaiian pizza.
Really?
Yeah, and I know
controversial opinion to some, I believe.
Good old John Vara is a huge Hawaiian pizza enthusiast also. I know the other day we had Domino's delivered, and he went in the locker room early just to snag one of the Hawaiian pizzas and take it to his locker so no one else could have it.
In my opinion, that's a little crazy, but crazy can get you to the big leagues, can it not?
100%. I respect the commitment to the Hawaiian pizza from John Vara. As Jared Buhonda steps in the dish, no batting gloves, looking super swaggy with the no batting gloves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anytime a guy comes up with no batting gloves, it's a little bit of fear that comes in when you're a pitcher.
Yeah, I'm a little bit intimidated. He's also a D1 chiller. Jared Buhonda plays at Cal State Bakersfield with our roommate, Jason Leone. We got another comment in from an account called Sore Loser. What do you got on that, Schumann?
No, they will not. I appreciate the safe travel home. And thank you very much, Mr. Sore Loser, or Mrs.
An anonymous account, Sore Loser. As Jared Buhonda ropes one into the right field gap for a single. Jeremy Giesig is safe at second. Little bit of a dance cut there, and we got a dance cut from Jared Buhonda as he hands his batting guard over to Adrian Alvarez over at first base, and we got a fan favorite stepping into the dish. Right time, right guy, Kosei Suzuki.
As the teammates of Kosei say, he's about to hit a Kosei bomb.
Kosei bomb, or maybe even an Ethan bomb.
Maybe.
Shout out to Ethan Kadama, one of our other D1 chillers.
Oh, yes.
Here's the first pitch. Kosei shows butt. Bunts it back to the pitcher. Pitcher looks to second. Throws to first just in time to beat out the throw. And Kosei Suzuki is out at first. We got runners on second and third with one out as Eric Valdivia steps into the dish.
Great at-bat there by Suzuki. Saw his first pitch up. Laid it down and moved the runners over for an RBI opportunity for E-Slaps.
E-Slaps. Huge team at-bat there from Kosei Suzuki. Gotta love it. One of my favorite players I've ever shared the field with. Fun fact on Eric Valdivia, he showed up recently as he takes the first pitch for a strike, and he started off on a tear. Man, he was mashing the cover off the baseball.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was seeing beach balls up there.
He was. I remember I told him a few days after he showed up, I said, Eric, I'm not going to lie to you, as the pitch comes in, and it's inside for ball one as the count runs to 1-1. I told Eric, I said, you're probably one of the only guys I've seen that I might be a little bit afraid to face. I mean, the dude looks like he's just ready to tear the cover off the ball every time he steps in the box.
Something about that batting stance.
And maybe the yellow batting gloves.
Oh, yes. Looks like he's about to work at a construction site. Every time you see something like that, my oh my, he's about to hit a ball very far and very hard.
As Gavin Gard throws one in the dirt, the count runs to 2-1. 2-1's a great hitting count. I know Eric's looking for something up here, something to drive, maybe get one to the outfield for a sac fly. Here's the kick. Eric lines one into the right field gap for a single. Jeremy Giesig comes in to score, and an RBI single from Eric Valdivia. Jared Buhonda gets to third base, and we got runners at the corners with one out for Wyatt Hall.
Great piece of hitting there by Valdivia. Just went the other way with a pitch outside. Brings home Giesig as the Lefties get on the board
4-1. Wyatt Hall steps in the dish. Another player from Cal State San Bernardino. We got a handful of those guys on this team.
They are very talented.
Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1 in the dirt. Man, this pitcher is making his catcher work hard with all these balls in the dirt.
Oh, absolutely. But it's very hard to lay off these pitches.
Maybe he's trying to win a prize. Hit the plate, win a prize.
I believe that's Francisco Lopez's famous saying. Or Chingon, as
Good
they
old
call him.
Chingon. Shout out Chingon. Last time I was in the broadcast booth, I was working with Chingon, and it was a great time. Great color man as Wyatt Hall swings at a pitch outside. The count runs to 1-1. Had a great time up here with him. He brings the vibes every single day that he's at the ballpark. Just here to have a good time, and it shows on the field. Great pitcher.
100%. He's always ready to vibe and throw heat. He throws hard.
Here's the pitch, and Wyatt Hall lines one up the middle. Hangs up there, though, for the center fielder as Jared Buhonda tags up. Coming in to score. Just safe under the tag as Jared Buhonda dives in. Appeal to third base, and they called him out, saying that Jared Buhonda left early on the tag up. Not sure if I agree with that call, but nonetheless, the umpires say Jared Buhonda left early, and the inning ends on a sac fly. The score remains 4-1. CowlitzBlack. Eric Schumann and I are signing off. Any last words, Schumann?
It's been a pleasure. What a ride.
What a ride it's been. Thank you very much for letting us share the airwaves with y'all, and we hope you enjoy the rest of this game. Schumann and Alex signing off. Hope you enjoyed that commentary from Alec Hagopian and Eric Schumann. I'm Thomas Johnson, back here with my broadcast partner, Dylan Sackett. We'll be with you for the rest of the game. It's Shane McClendon up at the dish. Swings and fouls that one off for strike one. 1-1 strike now on the right-handed hitter. He popped up to the second baseman in the first inning. Out of George Fox University, originally from Santa Clarita, California. The 1-1. Just outside on the breaking ball for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's still Colby Schuber on the mound. He's already set the record for most career innings from a Port Angeles pitcher, looking to do it even more, as that's fouled off. Count goes to 2-2 on McClendon, the catcher. Schuber with the Lefties last season before headed to Salem University. Now with the Lefties headed to Cal State San Bernardino. His 2-2. This is hit into the outfield. Jeremy Giesig charging in. He slides. That one gets past him though. McClendon headed for second as Jeremy Giesig goes towards the wall to retrieve it. McClendon headed for third. The throw is cut off and is not in time on the relay. That'll be a triple for Shane McClendon.
Next up, the bat designated hitter number 48, Jared.
That's McClendon's first extra base hit of the season. He's Now 3 for 9 on the year, hitting .333. Again, this is only his third game. And he starts off this inning with a leadoff triple. Valiant effort there from Giesig. Just not able to get the glove under it or keep it in front of him. Jared Childers now at the dish. Schubert's first delivery to him is popped up in the air to center. Bahanda now charging in. That'll get down for a base hit. McClendon headed for the plate, and the throw is cut off. So McClendon comes around to score after his leadoff triple and an RBI single from Jared Childers.
Fielder number 17,
So now Port Angeles trailing 5-1. Sends us to the top of the order. Sam Canton, 1 for 2 on the day with a single in the first inning to start off the action. Also scored a run that frame. Left-handed hitter versus Schubert. As that pitch down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. On the man out of North Dakota State University. The 1-0. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Canton originally from Port Orchard, Washington. Not Port Angeles, Port Orchard. Third season with Cowlitz for Canton. The 2-0. Taken for strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Canton had a really solid season for the Blackbears last year. Hit .324. Hitting above 200 this year, but just barely. As the 2-1 is fouled off for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Came into this one with exactly a 200 average, but with that single in the first inning, raised it just a little bit. So he's now 11 for 52 on the West Coast League season. The 2-2 popped up, will stay in the infield, likely to go out of play though, and there it goes behind home plate. Count will remain the same on Sam Canton. Sporting a green helmet that resembles the colors of North Dakota State University. I can't tell from here if it is indeed a helmet to represent North Dakota State, but it might just be. The 2-2. This is line to center. Bahanda goes to his left and secures that one for out number 1 in the frame. Jared Childers is the man at first after his RBI single. Colby Schubert and the Lefties looking for an inning-ending double play here. Jace Nagler 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run scored in the first inning to go along with a second inning ground out. He's back up to the dish out of Lower Columbia College. First offering to him, breaking ball breaks into the zone for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. So Nagler now 3 for 11 this series against the Lefties. Check back in on Childers. He dives back in safely. It's his jersey and pants a little bit dirtier with that Civic Field dirt. The 0-1. That's inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. There was an appeal there, but he did not go, says Anthony Artini. The 1-1 offering from Schubert. Another breaking ball. This one outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on Nagler from Redmond, Oregon. The 2-1. That's popped up high in the air to left. Jeremy Giesig tracking it. Will get under it and secure that one for out number 2. So back-to-back balls hit to the outfield. Taken in safely by Port Angeles outfielders, and we now have 2 outs. Pretty big crowd here at Civic Field, at least behind home plate in the diamond section, and just to our right, the premium section. Bronson Neve at the plate now with a double last time he came up. First pitch to him. In there for strike 1. Schubert has gone to that breaking ball a lot in this outing. It's looked good so far. The 0-1. Blocked by Cleveno. He can't seem to find it, but Childers will stay at first as it just ekes a couple feet away from the man behind the plate out of the University of Utah.
Looks like the beer garden and the stands are pretty full. Last game of the season, everyone wants to come out and see their Lefties play.
Last time to see Port Angeles here at Civic Field until 2025, which is weird to think that's the next year that's coming up. There's a swing and a miss there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. will both be graduating college in 2025.
It's futuristic.
Only a couple months away. Bunch of these guys entering their final years of college eligibility. As the 1-2 outside for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The man on the mound, Colby Schubert, one of them, along with the third baseman, Julio Vasquez Jr. The 2-2. Another breaking ball. This is hit well down the left field line. Jeremy Giesick going towards the foul line, and he grabs
Great
that one.
right there.
A good move there from Giesick to secure that one. It's a leadoff triple for Cowlitz, and the Blackbears score another run. Their lead is up to 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Craving good food before.
Julio Vasquez Jr. up to the plate, still facing off against Gavin Gard, who's only given up the 1 run through 3 innings. As the first delivery to Vasquez inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Vasquez reached base in the second inning off of a fielder's choice. This one gets away from Gard. He'll have to go towards second base to secure that one. Count remains 1-0 on the man out of Henderson State. Of course, this is the first time today that I've called an at-bat for Julio Vasquez Jr. We saw Eric Schumann and Alec Hagopian, both pitchers, come up here in the booth and broadcast the second and third innings. I hope you enjoyed that one. Count is 2-0 on the third baseman today. Swings and fouls this one off for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lefties did play to run in the third inning to make it 4-1 at that point. Cowlitz came right back in the top of the 4th, leadoff triple, and then a single right afterwards to put the lead back up to 4 runs. Lefties will have to play from behind again. The 2-1. Fouled off for the second time. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Julio Vasquez Jr. Hitting out of the 6th hole. Again, entering his final year of college eligibility at Henderson State after a stop at the JUCO Howard College. As he pops this one up towards the right side, first baseman Neve will go over from his post and secure that one for out number 1. So likely the last game for Julio Vasquez Jr. in a Lefties uniform. He was with Port Angeles last summer. As was the man at the plate, Travis Helm, also entering his final year of college. Flew out to right in his first at-bat. As Gard delivers a strike on the outer edge. He's hit that spot a good number of times today on that outer edge to right-handed hitters. The 0-1. This is popped up high in the air, but going out of play towards the left side for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Lefties looking to avoid a 9th straight loss. The 0-2. That's blocked well by McClendon, but will go for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Travis Helm, one of 9 players who returned to Port Angeles from last year's team. Lefties hoping to get a bunch of returners to next year's team as well as the 1-2. This is a jam shot to center. Canton coming in. Will get under it and retire Travis Helm. Travis Helm, Julio Vasquez Jr., Jake Cumming, Aiden Arriaga, Cade Stewart, Brock Bear, Colby Schubert, Roberto Garza Nunez, Cole Acker, all came back from the team last year. And then Ryan Wyke, who did not pitch for the Lefties in 2023, but did pitch for them previously, also came back to join the Lefties this year. First offering to Jack Cleveno, down for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes.
A lot of familiar faces coming back. It's always a good thing for a baseball coach and fans as well.
Good for continuity, but also head coach Donald Bray and the rest of his coaching staff, they plan to come back next year. So good continuity there. Head coach Donald Bray will take care of recruiting players to this team. As the next delivery to Cleveno was down low for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on the man out of the University of Utah. The next offering in there for strike 1. Paints the edge there. Jack Cleveno popped up to his fellow catcher, McClendon. His first time up in the second inning. The 2-1. That's hit towards the right side, but foul for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the catcher, who we already mentioned it. Jeremy Giesek had a great season. Jack Cleveno entering his sophomore year at Utah, also having a great season. 35 catcher assists heading into this one in league play. That puts him at the top in that category, as this is fouled off. Count will remain the same. Port Angeles looking to avoid a 1-2-3 inning. Gavin Gard on the mound has not recorded one of those yet. Looking to do that here, Jack Cleveno looking to extend this inning to the 9-hole hitter, Ya Ramirez, in the on-deck circle. The 2-2. This is chopped towards the left side. Nagler will field it, sling it over, and end the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Cowlitz, and the Blackbears will take their 5-1 lead. As we head to the top of the 5th, we're nearly halfway through this one.
Record for most innings.
Eric Schumann, who was in the booth earlier today as the color commentator to Alec Agopian. He's now on the mound. Doing it all today, Eric Schumann is the lefty out of Embry-Riddle University. Left-handed. As his first delivery outside for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. On Shea Bowen, who's 0 for 2 today. The next offering is hit towards the right side. We'll get over the glove of Ya Ramirez. Shea Bowen rounding first. It's a hard turn. He's headed for second as it's mishandled in right field by Travis Helm. And that'll be a double for Shea Bowen. 98 miles per hour off the bat.
Number 5, Nick Miller.
Nick Miller now 1 for 2 on the day with a single in the first inning. Gets a chance against Eric Schumann here. Nick Miller, the third baseman for Cowlitz, out of Park University Gilbert. Faced off against Eric Schumann's Embry-Riddle this past year. Park University went 1-2 against the Embry-Riddle Eagles. Eric Schumann looking to continue that trend as the next offering to Miller is in for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. A long look in from Schumann to his catcher, Jack Cleveno. Checks back in at second. Now is 0-1. That's up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. With his appearance from Schumann, he ties a Corvallis pitcher for most appearances in league play. Corvallis ended its season last night. So that means Eric Schumann will be tied for the most appearances in league play this season at the conclusion of this one. Swing and a miss there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the right-handed hitter. Check back in at second. And now the 1-2. This is fouled off. Count will remain the same. Schumann has a 3.38 ERA across his last 13 appearances. Is scoreless in 9 of those 13. So he's had a good mark towards the latter half of the season. Last time out was 5 days ago on August 3rd. The 1-2. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Schumann at the top of the West Coast League, joining Jeremy Giesig, who is the hits leader for the league this season with his now 76 on the year after that third inning single from Giesig. So Schumann doing a good job. His 2-2 down for ball 3. Count goes full on Nick Miller, the 5-hole hitter today for the Blackbears. Miller had a hit yesterday, had a hit in the first game, has a hit today. So hitting all 3 games against the Lefties. The payoff from Shu. A swing and a miss. That's a punch out for the man on the mound. Schumann, not a huge strikeout pitcher. That was his 5th on the season,
Not left fielder, number 8.
as he now has an even 21 innings pitched.
Yeah, Eric Schumann, one of those guys that's really good at getting out of jams. That's kind of what he's been the man for this summer. Whenever the lefties are in a jam, he comes in and he gets them out, and he's just done a very great job this season. And great job on that first strikeout.
And that first pitch goes for strike 1 against Cody Estes. So first pitch strike for the left-handed pitcher. A lot of lefties in this lineup for Cowlitz, which is why Schumann is in this spot as swings and fouls that one off. Estes does for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Estes 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout in the 3rd inning.
Cowlitz lefties versus Port Angeles lefties.
We've seen a couple of West Coast League teams put a bunch of left-handed hitters in their lineup. Cowlitz just adding to that list. Schumann Couple looks back at second. Now is 0-2. That's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs for Eric Schumann.
He's wheeling and dealing, partner.
In his previous 5 appearances, had only notched 1 strikeout between all 5 of them, and already has 2 today. A good pitch there from Schumann. Obviously, was in the booth earlier with us today. So a good showing from him. Maybe a good luck charm that he got into the Port Angeles Lefties broadcast booth. That first pitch in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike.
Yep.
Schumann this season had not notched 2 punch-outs in 1 outing, but has now done that.
Yeah, both of those guys were really good at our jobs. We might have to bring them back next summer.
And I can assure you, Don Bray would not let us pitch. So we can't switch to their jobs like they can switch to ours. That one is fouled off for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes now here in the top of the 5th. Blackbears with a 5-1 lead and 2 outs.
I don't know. Don did say one time if they were up like 20, he'd let me come in and pitch a couple pitches, but
There's no way he was being serious about that, Dylan, or at least I don't think so. That one goes outside for ball 1.
hard
One
to tell
ball.
with him sometimes.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The next offering from Schumann. That's down in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blocked well by Cleveno. Seems he might have gotten something in his eye.
That's Civic Field dirt, partner.
Actually, might be checking out his hand. We kind of have an obscured view here. Yeah, it does look to be something in his eye. Seems to be okay, though. Puts that mask back on.
Yeah, no movement from the dugout from AT Sydney Mooring. So he seems to be fine.
As the 2-2-2, Caden Hernandez is chopped towards the left side. Vasquez Jr. catches it on a couple ups. Slings it over and ends the top of the 5th inning. We're halfway through this one. Blackbears with a 5-1 lead. Lefties looking to make a comeback. Ya Ramirez here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, we're halfway through this one. Just over an hour and 15 minutes into game time. Gavin Gard still on the bump. His first delivery is hit towards the right side. Will get through for a base hit. And the Lefties have a leadoff runner on in the 4th inning. They went down 1-2-3, 90 miles per hour off the bat there from Ya Ramirez. And they avoid a 1-2-3 inning, at least the traditional way. And it sends Jeremy Giesig up to the plate, top of the order. Giesig 1 for 1 to go along with a walk, a single, and a run scored.
Fingers crossed we don't have a 1-2-3 inning here, partner.
Lefties looking to avoid that, and that's a swing and a miss from Giesig. Ramirez headed to second on the wild pitch from Gavin Gard.
Probably a fastball. I need to check the video, but fastball.
Jeremy Giesig now looking for his second hit of the day. He's up to 76 on the West Coast League season. That is 6 away from tying the single season West Coast League all-time record. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss there for strike 2. Ramirez at second got a healthy lead there, but decided not to go on that pitch. Giesig looking to drive him in. He has 30 RBI on the season. Next delivery down and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So in the season finale here for the Lefties, Giesig very, very unlikely to set or tie that West Coast League record, but still a historic season for the man at the plate. The 1-2 is hit but foul towards the left side on a ground. Count will remain the same for Giesig.
Who's really played lights out this season.
One of the best hitters in recent memory for Port Angeles. A long hold from Gard. Now is 1-2. This is hit well towards left field, but will go to the glove of Estes for out number 1. Now 2-hole hitter Jared Bahanda up to the plate.
Number 8, Jared Bahanda.
Bahanda was the leadoff hitter for Port Angeles the last 3 days, but Jeremy Giesig back into the role that he started the season. He was the leadoff hitter for Port Angeles on day 1 against the Redmond Dudes. Now back to that leadoff spot to close out the season. Jared Bahanda 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles. That one down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Talked about that story earlier in this one as to why Bahanda doesn't wear batting gloves. He also mentioned that it does hurt, but he has to be a man and deal with that as he hits this one to shortstop Nagler. It's a good play from him. He tosses it over and beats Bahanda by a step for out number 2. Ya Ramirez advances to third there. He had a leadoff single, advanced on a wild pitch, and moves 90 feet away from the plate. Sends us to Kosei Suzuki, who's 0 for 1 this evening with a sacrifice bunt to go along with it. Suzuki has pretty much already cemented himself with the 3rd most hits on this roster. As a first pitch to him, down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Suzuki again slotting into that shortstop role today. Jason Leone got injured earlier this week on a hit by pitch. Port Angeles down to just about 10 position players, so they're having to move people around. As the breaking ball inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. We've seen Suzuki in the infield this season, but really only at second base. Has been primarily an outfielder. Has made some nifty grabs. We'll talk about those after this next pitch. Down low for ball 3. The 2 that come to mind when he was in right field, it was a ball in foul territory, and he made a sliding grab. That was pretty impressive. But the most impressive home run robbery when he was playing left field. As the 3-0 will send him down to first base with a walk.
Yeah, we couldn't even believe it was a home run robbery. The way he tried to catch that ball, it looked like the ball was out of the park, but then he kind of showed off the glove.
And Roberto Garza Nunez hit a home run that day, and we got him up in the booth for an interview, and he kind of just said that is what shifted momentum for the Lefties. Obviously saved a couple runs for Port Angeles, but just turned the tide in the Civic Field squad's favor. Eric Valdivia at the plate, looking to drive home a run. First offering to him inside for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Valdivia 1 for 2 on the day with a third inning single. His first hit in a couple days. The 1-0. This is hit to the left side. Nagler tosses it over to second and retires Kosei Suzuki. We will head now to the top of the 6th. The Lefties get a pair of base runners but strand them both. And the Blackbears will have a 5-1 lead. It's still Eric Schumann on the bump for the Lefties. He looked good in his first inning of work, notching a pair of punch-outs. And it brings the most recent run scorer up to the dish, Shane McClendon, 1 for 2 on the day with a triple his last time out. First pitch to him, finds the zone for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on the catcher. First time we've seen him this series. Out of George Fox University. That next pitch well outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. McClendon in the D3 George Fox season. He played against the D2 Central Washington. Lefties have a pair of Central Washington guys on the roster. Travis Helm currently in right field, and Gabe Bustamante, who had a great outing on the mound yesterday. The 1-2. This is popped up in the air to the left side. Vasquez Jr. calling for it and secures it for out number 1. 1 out in the inning now for Schumann in his second inning of work.
Number 48, Jared Childers.
Sends Jared Childers up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 4th inning that scored a run. First delivery to him is hit to the left side. Kosei Suzuki fields it, slings it over. It's a high throw, and Valdivia able to lay the tag behind his back. It pulls Valdivia off the bag, but somehow, some way, he pulled off some magic and tagged Childers out as he was spinning in the air. I've never seen a play like that. And Valdivia able to avoid the error. What a great play to get the second out of the inning.
Sports Center top 10 probably right there. And I like how he knew he was off the bag and he still went.
As head coach Don Bray comes out from the dugout to end Eric Schumann's outing. I don't know if he's going to be happy about this one. Had sent down 5 straight, was looking good, was about to face a left-handed pitcher, but he'll give way to his Embry-Riddle teammate and his broadcast partner, Alec Hagopian.
A nice little send-off for Schumann.
Schumann entering his senior year at Embry-Riddle. Alec Hagopian just graduated from Embry-Riddle, so both in their final seasons of college ball. Hagopian will replace Schumann.
Wow.
As a bunch of hugs going around, Hagopian and Schumann will embrace.
Well, this is the type of atmosphere Donald Bray has brought into this Lefties ballpark this year. Is he wants all these guys to, he said it the very first day, they're going to be brothers. They're going to get really close, whether they like it or not. He's not going to force anything, but he would like these guys to get together and get to know each other. And you see it right there on the mound with all these guys hugging each other. They really are brothers. They really have enjoyed their time together. And that probably was just a nice little send-off for Schumann, even though he did probably want to stay. We saw a little smile on his face. But,
well, in the final day of the Lefties season, we get a little bit of an emotional send-off. We will take a quick break, though, and bring you more baseball here in the top of the sixth. 2 outs, and the Lefties trail 5-1. Sam. Alec Hagopian on the mound. As the 0-1 pitch down and in for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike there. On Sam Canton, the leadoff hitter. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a run scored to go with a pair of a line out and a fly out to center field. As the next delivery out of the zone for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike there. For the man on the mound, Alec Hagopian, likely only out here to get 1 more out. This could be his final appearance in a baseball game, at least competitively. As this next pitch down low for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hagopian headed into a career of sales. This is his 20th appearance even on the year. And if he only gets this one out, would end his Lefties season with 17 innings pitched on the dot. As the 3-1 goes in there for strike 2 to bring the count full on Sam Canton, the center fielder out of North Dakota State University. Hagopian shakes off Cleveno. He breathes in, sets, kicks, and deals. This is hard hit but foul towards the Lefties dugout. Couple jumpers, but they're able to get out of the way. And the count remains full on Sam Canton, who started his collegiate career at Gonzaga University before changing D1 schools. The full count pitch. That one below the knees for ball 4. And it'll send Sam Canton down to first base.
Next up to bat, shortstop number 32, Jace Nagler.
So a 2-out base runner here in the top of the 6th. And Jace Nagler heads up to the dish. Nagler 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a run scored in the first inning. First delivery from Hagopian is fouled off for strike one. No balls, one strike. To bring the count to 0-1 on Nagler out of Lower Columbia College. The 0-1. Outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alec Hagopian's mom is also in attendance at this game to potentially watch her son's final collegiate baseball appearance. Was considering going to grad school and playing baseball for 1 more year, but this will be the end of his baseball career. As the 1-1 outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hagopian did pitch yesterday, so that's why he's only likely to get the 1 out here. The 2-1 from Hagopian. An ugly swing there at a pitch well below the zone for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
Hey, a strike's a strike. If he swings, he swings.
The runner on first is Sam Canton. Hagopian looking to end his collegiate career with a bang. Would be suiting if he gets a strikeout here and a pitch clock violation. That's a way to potentially end your collegiate career. That will go for ball 3, and count goes full.
He's just building up the hype. Get that 3-2 count and then get the strikeout.
Jace Nagler, he does only have 5 strikeouts on the year. A tough guy to punch out. Hagopian attempting to be the 6th pitcher to do so. He kicks and deals. That one down and away for ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Sends Canton to second. This is the last game of the season. Lefties out of playoff contention.
Number 11, Bronson Neve.
So head coach John Bray likely to leave Hagopian out there just so he can get that 1 out. Doesn't want to end his collegiate career on a sour note. But again, he mentioned earlier when he was on the broadcast that you all were listening to, you're not going to remember the performances. You're not going to remember the wins or losses. You're going to remember the memories you make, as this one, a little bit of a wild pitch, and both runners will advance to third and second. Hagopian mentioned that broadcasting was a dream of his and was able to get up here in the booth a pair of times this season. Now 2 runners in a scoring position. The 1-0 from Hagopian. Fouled off for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big spot here. Cowlitz close to blowing this game open. Hagopian trying to prevent that. The 1-1 is roped towards the left side and will go to the glove of Vasquez Jr. They don't know if he caught it on the line. Yes, he did, says the field umpire Anthony Artini. Vasquez Jr. was running off the field as if that was the case. 100 miles per hour off the bat, and that is the end of Alec Hagopian's collegiate career, taking a slow walk off the field. Embraces Eric Schumann and Roberto Garza Nunez, his 2 Embry-Riddle teammates on this roster, and will give hugs to the entire Lefties team. Hagopian embraces Eric Valdivia. Unfortunately, currently off camera for you guys. We'll try to shift it over to show you this touching moment. The entire roster getting a hug from Alec Hagopian. Again, his final collegiate appearance. A touching moment here at Civic Field. The line keeps on going. Hagopian secures the 1 out he needed to get the Lefties out of the inning. We will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cowlitz with a 5-1 lead. Hagopian's collegiate career is over. and what a career it was. Wyatt Hall at the dish. Looking to get things started here for Port Angeles. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Cowlitz up 5-1. Wyatt Hall looking to change that. That first delivery outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 Wyatt Hall. A check swing, but he went around for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hall 1 for 2 on the day with a single in the 2nd inning and a fly out to center. As he fouls this one off for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the man out of Cal State, Sam Bernardino, who's just a recent addition to this Port Angeles squad. The 1-2. In the dirt for ball 2, blocked well by McClendon. Count goes to 2-2 on the left-handed hitter, originally from Port Angeles, Washington, a local guy who grew up playing at Civic Field. Back out here for a collegiate summer ball season. The 1-2. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball down low. Gets Wyatt Hall swinging for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th frame.
Next up to bat, third baseman, number 24, Julio Vasquez Jr.
Julio Vasquez Jr. 0 for 2 on the day. Did reach base on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Likely his last game with the Port Angeles Lefties entering his senior year at Henderson State. So a bunch of the veterans getting a chance to play in this one. That one outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Lefties again trailing by 4 here. Would love to make a comeback to close out the season with a strong performance. The 1-0. That's chopped foul for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed hitter, originally from Ontario, Cambridge, Ontario. As the 1-1 outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. But for college, Vasquez Jr. going way south at Howard College in Texas and Henderson State University in Arkansas. Headed back there soon once this season is over. The 2-1. This is hit well down the left field line. Estes coming in. He dives and grabs that one. An outstanding defensive play there from Estes in left, and it's the 2nd out of the inning.
Next up to bat, right fielder, number 20, Travis Helm.
Now Travis Helm 0 for 2 on the day. He comes up. That was a great play there by Estes in left. First offering to Helm is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Helm, the right fielder today, entering his final year of college. The 1-0. Also outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. So a bunch of guys either in their final season of college ball or soon to be in this lineup for the Lefties. Jared Bahanda, Wyatt Hall, Julio Vasquez Jr., Travis Helm, all entering their final years. As that one goes for strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike. The starting pitcher, Colby Schuber, the same way, and relievers Eric Schumann and Alec Hagopian. So a bunch of send-offs here at Civic Field. As the 2-1 is hit towards the left side, and it boots past Miller. Helm headed for second, or thinking about it, he will stop at first. A very, very strong turn there by Helm, but he decided to stop at first. Ruled a hit. Not a hard hit ball. You know what that means. Less barrels, more hits. That was Helm's goal headed into this year. And he's able to secure a single.
See some. Alvarez is fired up on him about that. He wanted him to stay at first, and it looked like Helm thought he could get to second.
I thought it was the other way around, that Alvarez was upset Helm didn't even try to make it all the way to second. We'll have to ask and see which one it was, as Cleveno fouls this one off for strike one off his ankle. Cleveno 0 for 2 on the day with a pop-up to the catcher and a ground out to the shortstop last time out. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Cowlitz up 5-1. Cleveno has been banged up this year. Kind of an Iron Man for the Lefties. Keeps fouling stuff off of his own body. Obviously, as a catcher, gets beat up behind the plate off of foul balls or blocking balls. But he stays in there every single time as that next pitch goes for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. That's just the life of the catcher, I guess. Runner on first is Travis Helm. Looking to start a 2-out rally here for Port Angeles. It's Jack Cleveno at the plate as he hits this to the left side, and that will get past the glove of Miller. Helm will stop at second, and it's another single for the Lefties in this inning. A pair of 2-out singles. 9-hole hitter Ya Ramirez now headed up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a strikeout.
We're used to that 2-out rally here. Runners on first and second here. Let's see if Ya Ramirez can try to drive in another run here and get the Lefties closer to tying this game.
Ya Ramirez, one of the more clutch hitters, at least come the late innings, will now try to show off that clutch factor here as he pops this up to the right side, likely to go out of play. Yes, it does. Into a crowded premium section here at Civic Field. Again, the season finale for the Lefties, so a lot of fans come out to support. This might be one of the more full sections behind home plate that we've seen, at least in the past couple of weeks. The 0-1 is blocked well by McClendon, and will go for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Ya Ramirez. The man headed to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, will be a junior there with the Islanders at the Division I school. The 1-1 breaking ball is hit up the middle, and it will go to the glove of Nagler for the 3rd out of the inning. Port Angeles puts up a couple base runners, but not able to capitalize, and the Blackbears have a 5-1 lead as we head to the top of the 7th. Cole Acker on the bump now for the Lefties. Headed to Chaffey College in the fall. Another local Port Angelino similar to Wyatt Hall, who we saw as a designated hitter on the batting side for Port Angeles. Both of those guys, Port Angeles High School alums, now playing on the same civic field that they did in their earlier years. Shea Bowen up to the plate, the right fielder. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a 5th inning double to start off that frame. First offering to him is fouled off for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Cole Acker will join fellow Lefties pitcher Jackson Price as newcomers to the Chaffey College squad, joining the first baseman Eric Valdivia as the 0-1 is fouled off for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Chaffey College, of course, in Southern California, just east of Los Angeles. That's where Lefties head coach Donald Bray is an assistant coach at. The 0-2. That's taken and finds the zone. Looking strikeout for Cole Acker to start his day.
Not a bad way to introduce yourself to the game there.
This is his 16th appearance on the year. Was up there with the West Coast League leaders in appearances. That has tailed off a little bit as the season has gone on. He's pitched a lot of innings. That was put him at 29 2/3, looking for an even 30 if he gets one more out here. That first pitch to Nick Miller in for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike now. Miller 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the first inning and a strikeout his last time out. And pops this up to center. Jared Bahanda just taking a couple steps in. Secures that one for out number 2. Lefties have notched a good number of strikeouts in the recent innings. 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th from Eric Schumann, and 1 to start the 7th here. So 4 strikeouts for the Lefties, and it brings Cody Estes up to the plate. A strikeout victim twice already today, and he swings and misses at this one. Estes 0 for 3 on the day, looking to avoid making it 0 for 4. Acker, of course, looking to do just that. The 0-1 inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Estes out of South Mountain Community College, hitting below 200 this West Coast League season, and takes that one just up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Estes did have a hit yesterday and a hit in the game before, looking to make it 3 straight games against the Lefties with a hit. That one goes outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Estes, of course, with hits in 5 of his last 6 games. The 3-1. That's chopped foul towards the Lefties dugout, and will go for strike 2. Count goes full. Cole Acker looking for a 1-2-3 inning to close out his season. Of course, the season finale here at Civic Field. Acker's full count pitch. This is popped up but foul as it hits the netting above home plate, automatically making it a dead ball here at Civic Field. Estes, the 6-hole hitter for CowlitzBlack, currently with a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 7th. Haven't scored a run since the 4th frame, though, as this is blooped into center. Jared Bahanda going in and secures that one. A 1-2-3 inning for Cole Acker, the side winder on the mound. Now it's time to go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We'll see you on the other side of that. Cowlitz with a 5-1 lead. Bottom of the 7th inning. Jeremy Giesig up to the dish, trying to start this inning off well for the Lefties. He's 1 for 2 this evening with a single and a run scored to go along with a walk in the first inning. That one goes outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Giesig with 76 hits on the West Coast League season. He's had an absolutely fantastic year, looking to put an exclamation point with a good performance today. That one up and away for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
You'd be a fool to not put him at the first team.
We'll see if he's able to get those all WCL honors as he fouls this one off for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. In that leadoff role today, again, a lot of similarities and symmetries between this game and the first game of the season. Giesig leading off in both of those games. Colby Schuber on the bump in both of those games, as that one goes for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Giesig in the starting lineup day 1, as was Kosei Suzuki, as he pops this one up to center. And the second baseman, Hernandez, will get under it and retire Giesig. Only 8 outs remain for Port Angeles to try to make a 4-run comeback. To continue talking about similarities, Kosei Suzuki was in the starting lineup on day 1, as was Julio Vasquez Jr. Same with Ya Ramirez. So a bunch of similarities. The guys who stayed the whole year, as the first pitch to Jared Bahanda goes in for strike 1.
It's always good when you have guys that stay the entire year. You know those are the guys you can rely on and count on every time.
And it's been the Lefties' best players, like Giesig and Roberto Garza Nunez. That pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garza Nunez, of course, in the starting lineup on day 1. Not in today's game, though. The 1-1 to the gloveless Bahanda. Breaks, but just high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike on the left-handed hitter with already 2 singles on the day. 2 for 3 day for him today as he's headed back to Cal State Bakersfield. The 2-1. That's outside for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's interesting. Every time it seems he doesn't swing at a pitch, he just shakes his head, even though he should not have swung at that one. When we talked about it with his gloves, he's a superstitious guy. Maybe there's a good reason for that one. And that one will go for strike 2. Bahanda started making his way down to first, thinking he drew ball 4, but all smiles on his face as he enters the batter's box, maybe for the last time today. The 3-2. That one inside. He kind of looks back at home plate umpire Anthony Brown. Maybe a little annoyed. He had to get that last pitch, but it'll go for ball 4 nonetheless. Send us to Kosei Suzuki.
Shortstop number 23, Kosei Suzuki.
0 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice bunt and a walk. The lone at bat he's had to his name. A pop-up to the catcher. The first delivery to him is fouled off for strike 1. It's Michael Lejeune on the mound. He's out of Gonzaga University. Pitched in the first game of this series. 2 innings, 2 runs that were earned off of 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. It was a 5-4 win for Cowlitz as there's a pickoff attempt on Bahanda, who just dives back in safely. Bahanda likes to dance on the base paths a little bit, as this one fouled off for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bahanda at first with 4 stolen bases on the season, and this is only game number 17 for him. Might try to nab 1 more on the season before his college year starts. The 0-2. Another foul ball, this one off the catcher's mask. That's McClendon behind the dish for the Blackbears. Again, season finale here at Civic Field. A bittersweet day for a bunch of these guys. Already mentioned it, Alec Agopian, his collegiate career is over after today. And that's a swing and a miss. Suzuki headed to first. But Suzuki, as it was a dropped third strike with a runner already on first, that will retire him. But on the wild pitch, Bahanda goes to second. Suzuki is ruled out, though. And, of course, dropped third strike. That rule is in effect, so catchers won't intentionally drop their third strike with their runner on first to try and make a double play. As Valdivia hits this one into right field. Bowen coming in, Hernandez going out. This one will drop, though, and Bahanda will score. A single for Eric Valdivia, as that one just drops in the Bermuda Triangle. 3 defenders and no one able to grab it.
He flexes his muscles a little bit there, right? And here we are back in that similar position. 2 out rallies. Get it going here late. This is the Lefties baseball we know.
Wyatt Hall 1 for 3 on the day, looking to continue this 2-out rally for Port Angeles. Eric Valdivia at first. First offering to Wyatt Hall up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Valdivia with a stolen base in this series. Doesn't have a ton of swipes on the year. As the 1-0 is blooped into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Valdivia will take second. An opposite field hit for Wyatt Hall. The San Bernardino guys piling up the hits today. Wyatt Hall, Jeremy Giesig. Sends Julio Vasquez Jr. to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. As there is a mound visit here for Cowlitz. Potentially a pitching change, but no motion to the bullpen. So Lejeune likely to stay out there. This is his 6th game on the West Coast League season. Of course, one coming against Port Angeles just 2 days ago. There might be a little bit of arm fatigue, but he has thrown 4 innings before in a game this year. That was on July 31st, so he can go deep and he can throw a lot.
That's probably what the conversation was, is how's your arm feeling? You feel like you're ready to go? And obviously Lejeune is going to want to stay in the game as long as possible. So good. Well, let's see if it works out for the coach here.
Just as with the Lefties, this is the final game of the season for Cowlitz. As a first offering to Vasquez Jr. down low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Cowlitz also out of the playoff race. Blackbears made the playoffs last season, but couldn't do it again this year. As this one gets away from the catcher, it bounces back to him, but the runners advance to second and third nonetheless. Valdivia at third, Hall at second, and obviously now runners in a scoring position, both of them, but also important, force out only at first base now. If a ball was hit to the left side, they could have tapped second or third. Now the only play is at first. And this one is hit well into center. Canton and Estes both going back. And there's a dive attempt, but they are not able to get there. Vasquez Jr. goes into second with the double. And he does. The Jeremy Giesig dance, you can see it front and center there on the screen. A 2 RBI double. And Eric Valdivia headed back to the dugout, trying to get the fans involved here at Civic Field. That one was really well hit. We'll try to get an exit velocity on that pitch. 88 miles per hour.
Well, we said 2-out rallies late in the game. That's what these lefties are known for, and we're starting to see it. We're starting to see the building blocks put together here.
As there is a swing and maybe a foul tip there, but we'll go for strike 1 nonetheless. No balls, 1 strike. Vasquez Jr. all smiles on his face after that double, as it looks like the catcher, McClendon, might have just broken his fingernail. Athletic trainer Sidney Mooring headed out. That is a painful injury to have here on the last game of the season. You never want an injury. You never want to get hurt on the last day of the season, especially as you're headed back to school. As he will be taken off the field, and the Blackbears will be forced to put another catcher into the game unless they're able to figure this out really quickly. That looks like that's going to be what they try and do. But no, a new catcher coming out from the bullpen, and they are making the change here. We will get you a new name in a minute. But Vasquez Jr. just hit a double that put 2 runs in to score for the Lefties. It's now a 5-4 ball game. Cowlitz still leading, but Port Angeles with some momentum. It's number 22 behind the plate now. We'll try to get a name on him. 22 is Ryan Clark. We saw him earlier this series. He was in the lineup yesterday out of the 9-hole, and he's back into this game.
That was a big hit. I want to go back to that Julio Vasquez double that drove in 2 runs. That was a big hit for Julio, who we have seen this series kind of struggle a little bit, get a couple pop flies, get brought into these 2-out rallies, and not be able to pounce on those opportunities. So that's got to feel good for him.
It was runs batted in, number 11 and 12 on the year for the man out of Henderson State University. And we have a ball game. Should be an exciting finish here in the final game of the season. A couple other West Coast League games going on tonight, so we won't be the last one to finish. The first pitch to Travis Helm. Second pitch as the count goes to 1-1. It's a first pitch with a new catcher, I should say, as it's Ryan Clark behind the plays. This is hit to the left side. Vasquez Jr. rounding third. He's being sent. Estes Fields and won't even try to throw. We have a tie ball game. RBI single for Travis Helm, and the dugout is ecstatic. Travis Helm tips his cap to the Civic Field crowd in his final game with the Lefties. He has a game-tying RBI single, scoring his roommate Julio Vasquez Jr.
Talk about poetry in motion on that swing right there. Nice line drive hit there. And Julio Vasquez being aggressive with the base running. You know, Don Brady's always going to want to be aggressive, and we got a tie ball game on our hands.
Jack Cleveno hits this one down the left field line. That's snagged by Miller, the third baseman. The throw just in time. What a great defensive play. As head coach Don Bray just gives a point to the third baseman, Nick Miller. That was an impressive display of the leather there. But 4 straight hits for the Lefties, and we have a tie ball game. Riley Ricken coming out to pitch the top of the 8th inning. We have a ball game, folks. Get excited. Pitching change for Port Angeles. It's Riley Ricken on the mound. This pitching change is sponsored by Clallam County Juvenile and Family Services. A child needs your help. You can be a voice for an abused or neglected child in Clallam County. Contact Clallam County Juvenile and Family Services Child Advocate Program to volunteer at 360-417-2282. That's 360-417-2282. Riley Ricken, the southpaw on the mound out of Cal State San Bernardino in the final game of the season, looking to keep this a tie ball game. Port Angeles just put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're now in the top of the 8th. Travis Helm with a single to go along with 1 baggers from Eric Valdivia and Wyatt Hall, a double from Julio Vasquez Jr., and a walk from Jared Bahanda. That was the inning for Port Angeles.
And we got a ball game.
Yes, we do. Bottom of the order due up for Cowlitz. Lefties, of course, love their late game theatrics, and they seem to be doing it again. But Riley Ricken still has work to do. Lefties are tied with the Blackbears 5-5 now. Ricken has a 2.51 ERA out of the bullpen, was a starter at the beginning of the year. As the first pitch to Caden Hernandez on the outer edge for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. 17th appearance for Ricken, 5.53 overall ERA, as the 0-1 is fouled off for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Ricken out of the bullpen, though, 12 games, 14 1/3 innings pitched, only 4 earned runs against his name. He's been lights out. This one up and away, kind of slipped out of his hand there for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Ricken out of Temecula, California, but plays for the Cal State San Bernardino Coyotes. The 1-2. Down and in for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hernandez 0 for 2 on the day with a walk in the first inning. Looking to get a rally started for Cowlitz. Ricken looking to keep the momentum in his squad's favor. The 2-2. Breaking ball up high for ball 3. Count goes full. Ricken doesn't want to lose him here after getting a 2-strike count. Hernandez, the 7-hole hitter for the Blackbears. The payoff. That's down below the knees for ball 4. A leadoff walk for Cowlitz. Sends us to 8-hole hitter Shane McClendon, who's 1 for 3 on the day with a pair of pop-outs and a triple. Excuse me, it's now Ryan Clark. He replaced McClendon earlier in this one, as McClendon got hit with a pitch behind the plate that might have carved off his fingernail. So now it's Ryan Clark. It's a first pitch, actually a pickoff attempt on Caden Hernandez. But it's Ryan Clark at the plate now. He went 0 for 4 yesterday with 4 strikeouts. Riley Ricken looking to carry that performance over today. First offering to him, as it's a back pick attempt. A good throw, but Hernandez gets back in safely. That first pitch outside, but ruled a strike, as it was a bunt attempt from Ryan Clark, looking to advance the runner here. Julio Vasquez Jr., the third baseman, in on the grass as the bunt is put, but goes foul for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the 8th. Tie ball game, 5-5. Caden Hernandez at first. No bunt likely here, because if it goes foul, count is 1-1. So obviously the first pitch, no, Ricken is confused. He thought the count was 0-2. Head coach Don Bray comes out of the dugout as he is upset. He thought that first pitch was ruled a swinging strike because
that's what I thought too.
Clark squared up to bunt. And head coach Don Bray, you can read his lips. Anthony Brown is trying to say that he called ball 1. Don Bray retorts with, "No, you didn't." So that is his argument here today against home plate umpire Anthony Brown. You can see it happening right off the first baseline. Count should be 0-2, at least from the indications that Anthony Brown did behind the plate. We thought we had made a mistake up here, but head coach Don Bray out of the dugout to argue his case and argue what we all thought up here, that the first pitch was strike one. And Don Bray walks away angrily. Can't change the mind of Anthony Brown. We'll try to pull up the film and see if Anthony Brown did indeed call a strike there. But the count nonetheless goes to 1-1 on Ryan Clark. Ricken checks back in at first, and there's another bunt attempt. This one goes foul for strike two as Ricken just kicks it. He's upset. It should be a strikeout there. Well, obviously, Clark likely wouldn't have squared up to bunt if there was already 2 strikes, but he got another attempt there. He'll have to be swinging at this one. So at least it won't be a bunt that Clark gets down. The Lefties would just have been more and more upset. The runner on first is Caden Hernandez. The 1-2. That's in the dirt. Gets away from Cleveno. And Hernandez will take second. No bunt necessary on the wild pitch.
Yeah, I know Ricken is upset about that last call, but he's got to calm down, find his rhythm, and get this strikeout, because now all of a sudden the CowlitzBlack Bears have a runner in scoring position.
That runner on second is Caden Hernandez, who reached base on a walk. Count is 2-2. The next delivery from Ricken is down low for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count goes full. First base is open in case Ryan Clark gets walked here. But he went 0 for 4 yesterday. Ricken wants to throw a pitch in the zone and make Ryan Clark hit it. Clark out of Feather River College. And this one will go for ball 4. 2 straight walks to start this outing for Riley Ricken as pitching coach Tanner Knapp immediately comes out of the dugout. Knapp and Ricken familiar to each other. Ricken, a pitcher at Cal State San Bernardino, and Tanner Knapp, the pitching coach with the Coyotes. It will be a full infield mound visit. Everyone with high emotions out there in the field after a missed call there behind the plate. Should have been strike 2. But the man at the plate, Ryan Clark, got another opportunity to try to put down a bunt. So Knapp just out there to calm the emotions of his Lefties squad. And, of course, talk to Riley Ricken, who's given up back-to-back walks. You could see the frustration that Ricken had. The runners will return to their bases. This party will get broken up. Tanner Knapp will head back to the dugout, and we'll see Jared Childers 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the 4th inning. That was an RBI single scored Shane McClendon from third. Childers, the DH, committed to Lower Columbia College. Now 3 for 7 on the West Coast League season. First time he's appeared this series, a pickoff attempt. For Childers, this is only his 2nd game in league play, and it comes on the final day of the West Coast League regular season. And the last game of the season for both these teams, neither of them will make the playoffs. As he squares up to bunt, Childers does, not able to pull back, and that will go for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike with runners on first and second. Eric Valdivia, the first baseman, creeped really far in to try to make a play. Yao Ramirez, the second baseman, will have to cover first in that scenario. The 0-1 as he puts it, but it goes foul for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Likely not another bunt coming here for Childers, because if he puts it down and goes foul, that would be a strikeout. So he'll have to swing it truly here against lefty Riley Ricken. The 0-2. Down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Eric Valdivia, the first baseman, still creeped in towards home plate. Potentially expecting another bunt attempt. But again, given the situation, Childers likely just a swing away here. The 1-2. Check swing, appeal sent down to Anthony Artini. Did not go, though, for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the man sporting number 48, originally from Longview, Washington. Now with 3 hits on the West Coast League season, looking for another. Riley Ricken looking to record the first out of this inning. The 2-2. Up and away for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We saw that happen with Caden Hernandez. Ricken had 2 strikes on him, let it go full, and walked him. Looking to avoid that fate with the 9-hole hitter, Jared Childers. You don't want to bring the bases loaded, no outs to the leadoff hitter, Sam Canton. As he steps off the mound, pump fakes and attempt as...
They're saying it's a balk?
But a balk wouldn't put the runner at first. Pitch clock violation will load the bases. Wow, what a way to load the bases. A pitch clock violation puts up ball 4. 3 straight walks drawn for the Black Bears. And Sam Canton up to the plate now. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a single his first time out and a walk in his last plate appearance. The first offering is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Canton has 1 home run this season, came against the Lefties. Not last night, but the night prior in the top of the 9th inning. The 1-0. That's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Go-ahead run is at third. With this being a tie ball game. Score is 5-5. Ricken looking to break out of a bases-loaded jam. There are still no outs in the inning. It's 3 straight walks. The entire infield drawn in. The 2-0. This is chopped towards the right side. Valdivia going to make a play at the plate, and they get the out there. Don't even try to make a play at first to complete the double play. And the bases will remain loaded, but the Lefties get an out. 3-2 on the putout. Eric Valdivia to Jack Cleveno.
Smart play there by Cleveno and Valdivia to try to get the run at home out.
We'll always want to get the lead runner in that situation. That's why the infield is drawn in. The middle infielders, Ramirez and Suzuki, back to double play depth, while the corner infielders drawn in. This is hit up the middle. Ramirez trying to make a leaping grab, not able to get there. 1 run will score. Ryan Clark will stop at third. And that's a go-ahead RBI single for Jace Nagler. His second hit of the day. Scores Caden Hernandez. Advances Ryan Clark and Jared Childers to second and third. And just like that, Cowlitz back on top. Still 1 out in the inning. Again, same setup. Middle infielders, double play depth. Corner infielders drawn in a little bit. The first delivery is fouled off for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike with 1 out here. Blackbears just took a 6-5 lead in the top of the 8th. Ricken looking to break out of this bases-loaded jam with just the 1 run against him. The 0-1. This is flared into shallow right field. That might get down. Helm coming in. 1 run will score, and that'll be it. A bloop single for Bronson Neve. Scores Ryan Clark from third. And now Shea Bowen, 1 for 4 on the day with a looking strikeout his last time out, but also a double to start off the 5th inning. He was stranded there at second, but with the bases loaded, Riley Ricken still in search of an inning-ending double play. His first offering. This is popped up to the left side. Giesig going back, as is Bahanda. Bahanda will secure it. A run is tagging up, and that will score Jared Childers on the sac fly. As an appeal sent down to third. They were not able to get the call there. And it's a 3-run lead. Cowlitz drew 3 straight walks to start the 8th inning. All runners have scored. Nick Miller, 1 for 4 on the day at the plate. Rickens, first offering to him, in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. First pitch in the zone for Ricken. Important there. Miller's single was in the first inning. Hitless since then, as that next pitch up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the man in his second year with the CowlitzBlack Bears out of Park University Gilbert. Hits in all 3 games this series. Ricken looking to stop it at just the 1 knock today as both runners go. The throw from Cleveno to third is a good one, and they get him. Julio Vasquez Jr. tags out Jace Nagler on the cut, stealing attempt. That's another thrown out runner for Jack Cleveno. He has an arm. Lefties find themselves down by 3 after tying the game up at 5. We will head to the bottom of the 8th. Port Angeles has 6 outs remaining to try to make another comeback. Austin McWilliams on the bump out of George Fox University. We saw him pitch 2 days ago. Tossed 2/3 of a scoreless inning. As the first delivery to Yar Ramirez, roped but foul for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. McWilliams, 90 miles per hour on that last pitch. 7.44 ERA for him. Across 13 games, 19 1/3 innings pitched. But again, that scoreless outing against the Lefties last time out. The 0-1. This is also a foul ball off the bat of the 9-hole hitter, Yar Ramirez. Quickly 0-2 on the man who's 1 for 3 today, with a single in the 5th inning to go along with a strikeout in the 2nd. Yar Ramirez looking to start another comeback for Port Angeles. The 0-2. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cowlitz drew 3 walks to start off their half of the 8th inning, and then a pair of singles and a sac fly got the scoring moving. Cowlitz with an 8-5 lead here now in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-2. Outside and down low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter. Originally from Southern California and played JUCO in SoCal. Now headed to Texas for a Division I school as he flares this one into right field. Bowen won't have any problems with it, though, and that's the first out in the bottom of the 8th. Brings us to the top of the order. The West Coast League hits king. 1 for 3 on the day with a single in the 3rd inning, a walk in the 1st, a line out, and a pop out. That is how Jeremy Giesig has batted today. Looking for a big hit here to start a 1-out rally at the top of the order. McWilliams kicks and deals. Swing and a miss there from Jeremy Giesig. 83 miles per hour on that pitch. Goes for strike 1. Giesig out of Cal State San Bernardino. Soon to head back to SoCal. But for now, playing in his final games with the Lefties this season. The 0-1. That's down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giesig entering his junior year with the Coyotes. Strong sophomore year, hitting .351. Now the 1-1 delivery from McWilliams. Broken bat. This is chopped towards the left side. Nagler charging in, tries to barehand it, and that's another single for Jeremy Giesig. Broken bat, but he legs out an infield single. Only adding to his total. 77 hits on the year now. 5 away from the West Coast League single season hits record. Obviously won't be able to break it unless somehow we go to extra innings and something crazy happens. But the 77th hit for Jeremy Giesig. 1 out here in the frame. Jared Bahanda at the plate, 2 for 3 on the day with a pair of singles, a walk, and a run scored. The first delivery from McWilliams. Inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Bahanda. Already a 2-hit day to his name. Looking to move over Jeremy Giesig. 3-run deficit for Port Angeles. This next pitch in there for strike 1. Nasty pitch there. Got the lowest corner possible and gets the call. 1 ball, 1 strike on the center fielder. The 1-1. That's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Be patient. Load the bases up. Do to Cowlitz what Cowlitz did to you.
Giesig at first with a single. The 2-1. That's down below the knees for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. We'll talk about Giesig again. 77 hits on the season. So an impressive year for him. Hey, maybe if the Lefties send this to extra innings, he'll get a couple more at-bats, inch closer towards that West Coast League record. As this is hit to the right side, Hernandez charges in, tries to get the lead runner, won't be able to complete the double play. But now the second out of the inning as Jeremy Giesig is tossed out there on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, just a little bit more power behind that hit. I think that probably could have squeaked through the gap right there, but...
Now 2 outs in the frame. Kosei Suzuki heads up to the dish. 0 for 2 on the day with a sacrifice bunt and a walk in the 5th inning. Looking to extend this frame to the man on deck, Eric Valdivia.
Oh, they're calling it a double play. They said he was out at first.
I have no idea what just happened. Bahanda reached base safely. Head coach Don Bray out there to talk with Anthony Brown. We are confused out here. Boos raining down from the Civic Field crowd. Head coach Don Bray is saying some words I don't think are safe for a live broadcast. Alec Hagopian out of the dugout arguing with field umpire Anthony Artini. And head coach Don Bray finishes his conversation with Anthony Brown, now talking with Anthony Artini. He is more irate than I think I've ever seen him. Anthony Brown still discussing with him. He's trying to get Anthony Artini to come have a discussion with Anthony Brown. We've seen him use this tactic before. He is upset. He's staying on the field. Still have no idea why Jared Bahanda was called out. Artini will head from his field spot to discuss things with Don Bray. What an interesting potential end to the inning, with the entire defensive squad of Port Angeles coming out from the dugout. Bray unlikely to argue his point with any success at this point, but he will give a mouthful to Anthony Artini, the field umpire. It's Francisco Lopez on the bump for Port Angeles.
Now pitching number 39, Francisco Lopez.
Don Bray, again, I don't think I've ever seen him this upset. Feel free to disagree with me, Dylan.
No,
but he is angry.
This is the most animated I've seen him all season long. And we've watched the road games. We've seen even the home games. Every once in a while, he'll get fired up about a call. But just tonight, for some reason, there have been a couple of questionable calls. And that's what I kind of noticed, too, because that's why he wanted Anthony, that field umpire over there, to come over and talk to him, because he was right there, and he still doesn't understand how you can call him out if he had the best view right there. And as we see, he's still fired up about that one. But
obviously, we're not down on the field, so we can't get an explanation of the call. I still have no idea why Jared Bahanda was called out. Now Artini and Brown having a discussion. Bray will make a couple moves to the dugout. He's staying out on the field, still
he wants to
in
hear
earshot.
Yeah, he still wants to hear what these guys have to say. This umpire officiating crew has made a couple of questionable calls, in my opinion, today that have certainly turned the tide of this game. I think if the calls went the opposite way, we would have a different ball game. But like you said, these are the guys, they make the call. They don't have instant replay, so this is all based off of judgment. If one guy sees another angle, maybe that's what they talk about. But at the end of the day, they don't have a lot of technology to work with. I mean, we can see it. We have a little bit more technology, so we can definitely pull up the replays and see it, but it's harder for them out there because it's all live action.
I'm honestly surprised Don Bray hasn't gotten thrown out yet. Again, haven't seen him this animated ever, but amid that entire discussion, Francisco Lopez got ready to pitch, and so we start the top of the ninth as Anthony Brown heads out towards the mound, telling Francisco Lopez to button up his jersey. But wow, what an end to the bottom of the eighth inning. We're now on the top of the ninth. It's a 3-run deficit for Port Angeles.
Yeah, and I think this officiating crew, they don't want to throw Bray out. They want to keep him in the game because they know he's the head coach, and it is the last game, and they're trying to be calm with him. But like you said, there have been a couple of questionable calls that have just gotten him riled up today that we've never really seen all season long. We've never seen him this animated so much.
Trying to fight for his squad. This one unsuccessful. Lefties have brought out the trash can out from the dugout. It's the furthest out I've seen it from the dugout as the first pitch to Nick Miller in there for strike one.
I can agree. All the players were probably in on it, too. They agree. There have been a couple of questionable calls. Like you said, Alec Hagopian was out there arguing with the field ump.
Again, I'm surprised he wasn't thrown out. The 0-1 from Lopez is a swing and a miss for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. According to analytics intern Tyler Oshima, it was the correct call. Interference is the call on Jeremy Giesig, who was the man headed into second, as this one down and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What Don needs to issue with is that that's not full play umpire's call to make. He was the one that brought him over to make that call. That's Artini's call on the field to make if there's an interference call.
We're getting an explanation of what happened there. Well, relay that to you at home as Miller strikes out swinging there. His second punch out of the day. Good start to the outing for Francisco Lopez. 88 miles per hour there on that pitch. What Don Bray would be upset about is it should not be the call of the home plate umpire, Anthony Brown, to make that runner's interference call. It should be the call of Anthony Artini, who had no vantage point there. That's why Bray was motioning to get Artini to come down and discuss things with Brown. But nonetheless, ends the inning. We'll get back to play in the top of the ninth. Cody Estes 0 for 4 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. Francisco Lopez, we hope to get him up here for a post-game interview. He's out of Dyersburg State Community College, at least headed there in the fall. As this is popped up to the left side, going in foul territory is Vasquez Jr., but this one will go into the bullpen of the visiting Cowlitz Blackbears for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, final game of the season here at Civic Field. We'll try to get our score bug in a correct position. Sorry about that. Count is 1-1 on Estes, the left-handed hitter out of South Mountain Community College, JUCO in Arizona. As the next delivery goes in for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on the left fielder, who has a hit in each of the first 2 games of this series, but not yet tonight. The 1-2. This is chopped foul towards the lefties' dugout. I know we're in the top of the ninth, but the bottom of the eighth ended controversially. This is the last game of the season, but Don Bray showed some fire there. He could have given up, given it is the last game of the season. No real stakes to this game, but he let the umpires have an earful. Obviously unsuccessful, but showed to his team that he's willing to fight for them. As that pitch went inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he wants to win, and he doesn't matter if they're fighting for a playoff spot or if it's just another game. He wants to win every time, and he's going to do everything he can, and that's why these players are willing to go to battle for him.
As the 2-2 delivery from Lopez goes up high and brings the count full. Lopez in his 15th West Coast League appearance this season. And the count goes full. An upcoming payoff pitch from Lopez. That's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs for the man on the mound. A good start to his outing. And that's out number 2 in the frame. Caden Hernandez headed up to the dish. 7-hole hitter. He's 0 for 2 on the day with the pair of walks. A run scored in the 8th inning.
Yeah, I like the patience from Francisco Lopez, not rushing things, taking his time, really finding the right pitch here, and it's been working so far for him.
Really staying calm despite the controversy that started this inning. Doesn't get the call on that pitch. It looked good, but will go up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Hernandez drew a walk in the 8th inning to start that rally for Cowlitz and give the Blackbears the lead. So that one goes for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you go back to that 8th inning. It wasn't just Bray that was fired up. It was the fans, too. They were arguing that call as well, but fans might play a little bit more favoritism than the coaches.
Probably. As the 1-1 delivery down low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. We did get clarification. It was the correct call, just not done the correct way, which is what caused the irateness of head coach Donald Bray. The 2-1. This is chopped towards the left side. Vasquez Jr. fields it on a couple hops, does a little nod, tosses it over, and that is likely the last defensive time we see the Lefties this season. We will head to the bottom of the 9th, potentially the last half inning. Hopefully not. Port Angeles does have a chance to send us to extras, trailing by 3, but still, nonetheless, might be the last half inning of the Lefties season. We'll see you back there for more. Bottom of the 9th inning, it's Yoni Castro on the bump. Before we get to him, a look around the league here on the final day of regular season play in the West Coast League. Across the league, Wenatchee Apple Sox up 9-4 over the Bend Elks in the top of the 9th. Ridgefield Raptors trail Walla Walla 10-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Portland Pickles up on the Kelowna Falcons 13-4 in the bottom of the 5th. And then the Yakima Valley Pippins on top of the Kamloops North Paws 6-3 in the top of the 9th. So as we enter the bottom of the 9th, we might be the first one to finish. Couple of other games also in the 9th inning. But it's Yoni Castro on the bump out of Arizona Western College. This is his 17th game. Last time out on August 3rd. He was out there for 3 innings. Kosei Suzuki up to the plate. Hitless today, but did draw a walk in the 5th inning. He's 0 for 2 on the evening.
Maybe that's what the lefties need to get this rally going. Get a little walk, put some pressure on Castro.
Castro with 17 walks in 27 innings so far, as Suzuki fouls this one off for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And those 27 innings, 23 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 30 hits against him to go along with 11 earned runs. Port Angeles would love to add at least 3 to that tally. The 0-1 up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Maybe the only silver lining of having the 8th inning end the way it did is that the lefties will get the top of the order to try to make a comeback here in the bottom of the 9th. 3-4-5 due up as Suzuki hits this into right field. Bowen going back towards the wall. He won't be able to get there, though. That's in the gap. Suzuki headed for second. He might try for 3. He's headed for third. The relay throw from the second baseman. It's a good throw, but not in time. It's a triple for Kosei Suzuki to start off this inning. Shows off the golf swing there as his celebration. A leadoff triple for Kosei Suzuki.
I've talked about the domino effect all year. You get one guy on base. Let's see if you can get another guy, then another guy. Eric Valdivia is a guy that's, when he first came here, was really good at getting on base and driving in runs. Let's see if he can do that right here.
Kosei Suzuki, his first triple of the year. 9th extra base hit in total. Eric Valdivia, 2 for 4 on the day with a single his last time up. Back up to the dish. First delivery doesn't get the call. Goes for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on the man out of Chaffey College. Already a multi-hit day for him. Looking for at least 1 more. The 1-0. This is flared into right field. Bowen going to his left. It is deep enough. Suzuki headed for the plate. It's a good throw. A little bit offline, and he won't be able to get the tag down. Suzuki comes in to score.
He looks a little injured there. That one might have hurt the...
I think it's just his jersey that came out, but that's a run to put the deficit at 2 for Port Angeles on that sac fly from Eric Valdivia. A good strike from Shea Bowen. The man on the mound, Yoni Castro, was covering behind home plate. He slipped a little bit as a coach from Cowlitz came out of the dugout just to check on him, but he seems to be okay. Just a little bit of slippage. Wyatt Hall, also a 2-hit day for him. He's 2 for 4. Looking to continue this rally as that one goes outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on the left-handed hitter out of Cal State, Sam Bernardino. Julio Vasquez Jr. in the on-deck circle. With only 1 out, he will definitely have an at-bat today. The 1-0. Swing and a miss there for Wyatt Hall. 92 miles per hour on the gun from Yoni Castro. Before his 3 most previous outings, Castro had 4 straight scoreless, but has given up at least 1 earned run, at least 2 earned runs in his last 3 outings. As a grounder towards the right side will retire Wyatt Hall. Port Angeles down to its final out of the season.
Next up to bat, third baseman, number 24, Julio Vasquez Jr.
Lefties need 2 more to at least extend this. It's Julio Vasquez Jr., the 6-hole hitter at the plate. Travis Helm, the 7-hole hitter in the on-deck circle if it gets to him. Vasquez Jr. 1 for 4 on the day with a double and a run scored in the 7th frame. First offering from Castro. Down and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Vasquez Jr. looking to end his lefties tenure for 2 seasons. Off with a bang. The 1-0. Down and away for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Still an uphill battle for the lefties. They trail by 2 here. Only have 1 out remaining, but they've shown their mettle. Just need 2 more runs. The 2-0. That's fouled off for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on the third baseman out of Henderson State University. Yoni Castro would be in line for a save here. Would be his 2nd save on the season. His first one coming well over a month ago on June 26th at Corvallis. Vasquez Jr. looking to lead to a blown save for Castro. Count is 2-1 on the right-handed hitter from Canada. The 2-1. Up high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. If the lefties are to win this one, it would be by way of the walk-off. They have 3 walk-off wins in league play this season. The 3-1. That's popped up in the air to right. Canton and Bowen trying to converge. Cohen gets that one, and that will end the lefties' season. Port Angeles puts up a run in the bottom of the 9th. But that's the end of the season for Port Angeles. An 8-6 loss for the lefties. A little bit of a defeating moment there. But the fun is not over for us up here in the booth. We will end our YouTube stream. If you're watching on the West Coast League app, you can stay there. But if you're watching on YouTube, we are going to end this stream and start a new one that's dedicated to our post-game show, so that can live on the YouTube as the dedicated post-game show for all of time. So again, if you're watching on YouTube and want to tune in, we will try to do as many interviews as players want to. Definitely will get head coach Don Bray up here. Francisco Lopez and Jake Cumming all said they would be up here. And then Dylan and I will do our final sign-off, our final season review. If this is the end of your time with us, thank you so much for tuning in all summer. It's been an absolute pleasure to be the voice of your Port Angeles Lefties throughout the summer. But make sure to stay tuned in. Post-game show coming up.